everyone, I'm Sarah Ingle. Welcome to the Queendom, and today we're going to do something very different. I'm going to attempt to explain to you the plot of Game of Thrones. And I've never watched Game of Thrones. So I take that back. I've seen one episode when I worked at Dish. They invited us to a premiere of one of the seasons. I was like, yeah, let's go. And I went and I was so confused. I had absolutely no idea what was going on at all. And so I'm, of course, the perfect person to tell you the plot of the series. My one other experience with Game of Thrones is recently Sesame Street did a collab with Game of Thrones.
A toast to our new red friend.
So I've also seen that. I'm sure it's a very, very accurate depiction of the show. There are so many characters in the show that we need to do a little synopsis of all the characters so we know who all we're dealing with here. Let's get started. Okay, so first off we have this guy here who it looks like he has a Hunger Games Mockingjay pin on. He looks kind of like President Snow, so we're gonna call him Grandpa Snow, and he's clearly the president of the Thrones. Number 2, ooh, he has this very fancy haircut going on there. He looks kind of smoldery, like so I think we're gonna call him Flynn Rider, and he's clearly a thief. Okay, so people have told me that I looked like her, and so she's gonna be Elizabeth, because that's my middle name. She is the dressmaker to the queen, kind of like Sophia the First mom was the shoemaker to the king. Oh, he looks like he just smelled something bad. A little bit disgruntled. He looks like Draco Malfoy, but different. He's got dark hair, so he can be Mako Dralfoy. He's kind of useless, so he doesn't do much. He's kind of like the village idiot, but has a British accent, so he sounds smarter. I can't tell if that's a man or a woman. I think it's a man. I'm not 100% sure. He has a kilt, so he might be Merida's cousin, Myrtle. Myrtle the man. And he fights bears, because, you know, he's from Merida's kingdom. Was she the one? Okay, she might have been one of the ones Elmo was talking to. Maybe she's like the evil queen, because she looks friendly with the long Rapunzel-y hair, but she is not. She's trying to take over the other kingdoms because she wants all the best hairstylists to come to her kingdom. Oh, I know, okay. But everybody cosplays her because she has dragons. I did know that. And it looks like she's sitting at Moana's throne. I think she's friendly, because people usually like to cosplay the friendly characters.
You may cover it up and deny it, but you have a gentle heart.
No, I feel like it's actually, she has a name, and it starts with a D. It could be Deli. It could be, it's like Daenerys or something. Daenerys, the Deli princess. Oh, he looks very serious. He would be like the old man in the library who reads books to children that are kind of like fairy tales, but they're kind of like the dark version. So you're like, why are you reading this to children?
You could read about Valerian the Dread.
But the kids all think he's cool. I don't think I've seen her. She has a pretty blue dress on. She looks like her name would be Mary. And what is that behind her? It's like Gollum on like, woo. Mary's being chased by Gollum. It looks like something kind of scary. He's trying to chase her because he wants her ring, of course. Oh, he looks like he'd be a good guy. He looks very concerned. He is trying to keep Gollum from stealing Mary's ring because he wants to marry Mary. Okay, so this is Fern, the man. And Fern loves his gardening. No, he looks like Draco Malfoy too! What's with all the Draco Malfoys? Okay, he looks like he's in ancient times, but still has the hair gel going on, so that's impressive. But he's a little sad because Mako Dralfoy won't let him live up to his full potential. And so his name is just Mortimer.
Very amusing.
I feel like people would like him. He's on a white horse. Usually white horses are associated with nice things. And I think the Antichrist. So he's either the Antichrist or a good guy. Oh, I've seen him. Like, people were mad. I think he died. And I think people were sad. He has very Snow White-esque hair and features. He's like if Snow White were a man. And so his name is Snow.
What's my name? Jon Snow?
Well, what does he do? He cuts apple trees down. Oh, he kind of looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi. So he's probably like, we'll call him Obi. And Obi is kind of a mentor to maybe Snow White. Oh, I'm not sure what this is. He has like Jasmine's haircut, but Jafar's facial hair. What happened? I'm gonna go with evil because you can't have Jafar's facial hair without being evil. I'm convinced. He's like wearing a bib, Sir Bibson of the Southern Isles. Oh, he looks really sad about something. I bet that is Mortimer. I think that was his name. The Draco Malfoy wannabe, but he can't because Draco was already taken. That's his dad. He's very concerned because he wants his son to grow up to be Draco Malfoy. And he's mad because all the cheese is gone from the fridge. He looks more like just distraught that the sun is in his eyes. So, and what is he wearing? It's almost a little Star Trek-y, but he's in a forest. Maybe he's a captain of the forest people. And the forest people do love him. They would follow him anywhere. And his name is Ron.
His name is Bronn.
She's a snow lady. Maybe like how Elsa likes snow, she would be like Elsa's cousin. No, that's Rapunzel's Elsa's cousin. Who is she? She lives with the polar bears, and they raised her from the time she was a baby. Oh, is she dirty? I think a lot of them are dirty, but she got raised by the raccoons. And as you know, they're called trash pandas. And she looks like she was rummaging around in the trash. She's got a lot of dirt on her face. Oh, she's pretty. She looks like her name would be Emily. And Emily wears a blue dress because she knows she's pretty. She's kind of like the popular girl at school. Everybody wants to be her friend, but she's like, I don't know. Only if you're really nice. He's probably important. And he looks like he also has a Mockingjay pin. So he is like an important guy. He's like the hunter who's like a great warrior, but doesn't want to be a great warrior. He also looks like he's from that snowy place raised by the raccoons. That's the brother of Raccoon Girl. His name is Sandy, and he's a little mad that he has a girl's name. So he's like not really a good guy, not really a bad guy. He's like changing sides whichever way the raccoons, whoever's trash they feel like digging in that day. He looks fancy with his curly hair. He also wears the clothing of the raccoons, but it's not because he was raised by them, but because he skins them. And so the other guys, they don't like him because that was somebody's cousin that he's wearing, and his name is Scout. Oh, he looks like Hagrid. So we'll just call him Hagrid of the Southern Isles. He looks like a hobbit. He has a friendly face. Like a baby's face. He's like a pretty good guy, but if there's cookies, he will steal them. So you gotta watch out. He looks a little happier than some of these characters, which makes me wonder why he looks so happy. She seems nice. She seems like she would either be friends with the dragon girl or they'd really hate each other. And so maybe they like originally are friends, but then the dragon eats that horse that she's riding on. You don't eat someone's horse. A horse is like a horse girl's best friend. And so it looks like a very dramatic picture. He's like, here I draw my sword and I kill you. He's about to kill somebody. There's a lot of killing in this show, so I'd be like, I think that's an accurate assumption. He looks like he's like one of the older Weasley brothers. He likes to travel a lot. He's kind of more like a voyager, more like the Moana than the warrior, but his dad wants him to be a warrior because dads are into that kind of thing sometime. And his name is Pinyard of the Vineyards. And what is another like Malfoy? I feel like the Malfoys had something to do with this show. Like their family tree is interwoven into this game of Thrones here. He is very fancy and he is a very spoiled little prince. He was in the video with Elmo and he seemed like he was supposed to be a good guy. And I don't remember what his name was, but we'll call him Tiger. Go get him, Tiger. Go bring peace to the land. Oh, he looks like a monk. So his name is, I was gonna say monkey, and I was like, wait, no. That's an animal. Monkton. I think it's a he. Yeah, that's a he. I definitely see some facial hair, but he's an elf. A very tall, glamorous elf. Okay.
Do we want to cut and go to the stores?
Yeah, let's do that. So this guy kind of looks like John the Baptist with his little outfit, but then this girl comes in and she's a spy, but she's decided to turn sides and says he's over here like preaching the good word. She's like, you gotta go now. And he's like, no, I've gotta stay and preach the good word. So Tiger comes to Mortimer and he's like, Mortimer, you've gotta get out of here. The bad guys are coming. She notices that he has a wound on his hand, and it's because he was trying to keep the bad guys from coming. So she's trying to fix his hand. The huntsman is like, you guys gotta get out of here. We're not gonna let you come in our town. And he's got his stick in his hand. And when he brings out the stick that he means business. So this girl, she tries to step in and stop the bad guys, but he's like, oh no, little girl. But he doesn't know she is like a tough cookie. He's like, you don't mess with Elizabeth. She looks like a little person, but you be careful because she can be really scary. And then they're mad at him because they're very proud. And they're like, we are going to kill you because you talked down to us. No! And then Will Ferrell in the mask.
He's an angry elf.
Oh, this is President Snow is lurking in the shadows. He probably has a bush of white roses beside him. And he's like, There is a golden peacock that is very important to the kingdom. So important that this guy cut off all of his hair to try and look more like this golden peacock. And he knows they're coming to try and steal it. And he's like, oh, not my peacock. This guy is trying to help this guy with his wounds. And here we have the girl with the dragons. And she also seems to have an army. And she's coming with her our dragon and minion army to stop the bad guys. And there's the monk and his friend. He's like, hey, I have a secret. Oh, and then she's trying to attack the bear because she doesn't know that it's really Merida's cousin. It's very dark. It looks like it's a kangaroo jumping away. And this is the time they went to the ball together, but he was really uncomfortable. I don't like slow dancing. This is when he found out that she has Jedi mind powers. And he started choking. He's like, oh no. But they showed mercy on him.
There'll be no mercy for him.
This is when a guy fell down a well. The wishing well, in fact. And here is that it looks like there's a stop sign behind them, and they're like, we're just gonna go at it because that's what we do on this show. But it was really a lot of like kind of like hitting around and not a lot of wounding, and there was not really a lot of blood that day. Here, she's very sad because she lost her puppy, and he's trying to console her. This guy lost his pants, and he is on his way to find him, and this guy holds out a big loaf of bread, and he's like, hey, follow me to the kitchen, I know where your pants are. And this guy built a wigwam, but his friends in the back there are very sad they don't also fit in the wigwam. He definitely looks like a bad guy. He looks like Voldemort and Darth Maul had a baby, and he's like, I'm here to be evil.
Precisely.
Oh, this must be where Snow White dies. Poor Snow White. He's actually just sleeping. And someday his true love will come and kiss him and wake him up. And all the dwarves will be super happy. Oh, and he's very sad because this tree, he didn't realize, is actually a violent tree trying to kill him, because in this show, everything tries to kill you. And so they grabbed his sweater and started pulling him into the tree. He's wearing a motorcycle jacket, so he's come from the future. And he has also devised some sort of thing made out of antlers that launches swords. Oh no, Elizabeth again finds herself in dire straits. Someone has, in fact, eaten all the cookies of the land. I cannot see what that is, but it looks kind of like a man about to kiss a cow. His true love has found him. I don't know. This is a very dramatic, cinematic moment. The war is done. He's about to step out and look at the ruins of what has happened. Is that Elizabeth? Elizabeth is in a candlelit room. She is mourning the loss of the cookies, but she's trying secretly to bake some more. I think that's Tiger, and he is kicking a lady in the shin, and there's a knight watching, but he knows not to mess with Tiger. Oh yay, Princess Dragon. What did I say dragon's name was? Daenerys. She sends her dragons to come and change the tides of the war and breathe fire upon the bad minions. That's Snow White! His true love must have come and kissed him and woken him up. And he came to thank the dragon for saving the kingdom from the cookie monsters. Here we have people in the great secret vault of the library trying to find the recipe for chocolate chip cookies so they can restore balance to the kingdom. Because when you share a cookie with a friend, that can stop wars, my friends.
That's true.
This guy, he just wants all the cookies for himself. And he's like, I know you guys have a vault somewhere where there are secret cookies. Just tell me where the cookies are. Tell me where the cookie recipe is. A person points and says, go forth and seek not the cookies. Instead, spread goodwill towards men. And here we have, is that Daenerys? She's thinking, but where have all the cookies gone?
Where have all the cookies gone?
Maybe my dragons can help me make cookies because they can breathe fire, which is kind of like an oven. She knows that she can do right and bring peace to the world because she and her dragons don't have selfish motives. And then everyone lives happily ever after.
Best season ever!
That was fun, even though I have no idea what I was saying. I feel like it was fun anyway. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my retelling of Game of Thrones. Please tell me which parts were accurate and which parts were not, because I don't know. You should give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. If you want to see more fun videos, probably not any that have to do with Game of Thrones, since I clearly know nothing about it. you should subscribe and ring the little bell if you want those videos to come right to you. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
She actually fights a bear in the show.
That's amazing.
He is learning to read from a child. Who's teaching him
What?
from basically fairy tale books.
I just
So accurate.
totally on accident.
His name's Brom.
You know, this bear kind of reminds me of the old Apple TV screensaver, the one with the bear that shoots fish out of its mouth.
It's the other way around.
I know it's the other way around, but in my mind, it's the bear that shoots fish out of its mouth.